Hello again, everybody. Welcome once more to Powerline with the Video Ministry. This is Richard Ike, and we are in the episode number 145. And the title of today's message is The Female Champions of the Bible, Part 13. I thought last week's message was going to be the conclusion of the book of Esther, but unfortunately I ran out of time, and my message got cut off right when I was about to finish up the last chapter, which is chapter 10 of the book of Esther. So now, I'm not only going to finish that chapter, but I'm going to do a condensed summary of everything that I've taught on from the book of Esther. Now, before I start, as is my tradition, I have not an addendum, a statement, a continued statement, the statement I had last week, but hopefully it will not be long. And it has to do with my favorite subject, Blake. Yes, the bishop from hell, Bishop Charles, not Charles, Charles E. Blake, the son of Lucifer. And what is this statement pertaining to? I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you. I heard that there were two Christian influencers. That's not the new term. They don't call them leaders, not call them influencers. That have renounced their faith. One was a guy that wrote a book called I Kissed Dating Goodbye. I remember when that book was popular. And then not long after that, probably months later, the lead singer of the Hillsong Church. When I wanted to say something, because I don't agree with their doctrine and their practice, when I wanted to say something, the Lord ministered to me. You don't attack the wounded. I remember this saying that the Christian army is the only army that slays its wounded. So I refrain. So okay, wounded. Okay, I refrain. And what does this got to do with Blake? Well, the reasons they gave for them renouncing the faith. Now I guess they're atheists or whatever. I'm not buying it because I've been an atheist before. They're giving a smoke screen. They'll give a smokescreen argument or a cover, something to justify their decision, but it took a while before they get to that point. It takes a while. They've been observing certain things. They've seen the hypocrisies and certain things trigger them. And how does that involve Blake? Well, Blake, since the days when your iniquities, your wickedness will not, the secrets of not just Black America, but what was underneath Black America, on the foundation, the Black American church cult world, not church, cult world. The secret strategies that I had observed among you people for years, that some of your people don't even know, the younger ones don't even know about, that have shaped the wickedness of Black American culture. It's coming from the church. I began to see, because some of you caliber, you can't keep doing these things and they remain in secret. The extent to which you have pursued me and all that stuff, and because you're not strong enough, so pride won't let you accept that you're dealing with something that is beyond you, because you plantation black idiots. You project yourself on people. That works for your own wretched, idiot folks. But you can't project yourself on people who are outside of your arena, and it works. You create something for a character from the figment of your imagination, and then it's not matching with reality. Instead of adjusting, you still continue to create. You're not intelligent people. You see whites do it, and it works. They are the intelligent folks. Let them do the thinking. Leave whites to do the thinking. You can't think for them. You don't have them. They have to lower standards for you. And then you bombastic black dumb plantation idiots now think you're equal to them because they pretend to be equal to you. You're even stupider, more idiotic than I thought you people were. You believe because they pretend to be your equals. Affirmative action. Then you now become convinced. So now you think that you're more intelligent than them. Stupid beyond belief. Useless, dumb, brainless idiots. Your crimes show you have no brain. Let the whites do the thinking. Please, you cannot do what they do. You think you can, you convince yourself. All that nonsense. Concocting rubbish on their imagination. Think you can be like white. They get the result because they have the brain. You don't have, you black idiots don't have it. You're useless beast animals. Plantation beast. Get out of here. Anyway, come back. what I'm saying? Your iniquities. That's the only thing you guys know how to do. The very things I see in the characters that some white when they are building things. That's the same thing I see in you black idiots when you're destroying. Complete opposite night and day. So no wonder you use the term white and black. In character, in disposition, that's how you people are. Opposites. When whites are building, they're excited, they're zealous. They're going forward. When it's time to destroy, and they're not too excited. Blacks, when it's time to build, not too excited. When it's time to destroy, they're excited, they're zealous. So the complete opposite when it comes to destroy. So you are children of destruction. While they are children of construction, the whites. Complete opposites. So you people have mastered all kind of strategies of wickedness and destroying things and destroying lives and destroying relationships. I know of these things in the midst of you black bastard, you plantation beasts. But then I started to witness the liberal aspects of the whites. So I used these strategies. I said, where did they learn these things from? I only saw this in the powerhouse of Black America, their church walls, the wickedness that they receive from the Council of Hell. I only saw these things there. How did these white liberals where did they get this strategy from? Lord, to open my eyes to say, your meanderings behind this thing were not leaking out. And instead of it being condemned, it was now being imitated. And so meeting condemnation was meeting imitation. And so that's how we got to this. I said, And whites are intelligent people. When they see something that has potential to work, they will think of where to apply it. That's how inventions work. That's why I've been inventive. They see different things and bring it together. Since people whites who must have been observing Blake and his goons and the coonies, they focused. Because I remember one time they began criticizing black preachers and black churches, all that stuff from years ago. Criticizing, they were coming showing up on Yahoo News. Criticizing, no, how did they make their money or their congregation, blah, 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 blah. They were being studied. And in the midst of studying, they learn their strategies of people like demons like you. So they find out your iniquities and they start to apply it. As I see these strategies being used, for all this time, I've only seen this in Black American world. I knew the ones on the surface iniquity, and then the ones underneath in the black church world. I said, now white liberals are using all these strategies. I said, black is the scapegoat. You are the scapegoat. From the book of Leviticus, the scapegoat that the high priest, will lay his hands on and transfer the sins of the people, and then they sell it out. That means that scapegoat can all the sin, all the blame of everything as they don't know, blame on that scapegoat. And so God used that scapegoat principle, and that's the same goat that Lord Jesus used in his description of when the king returns, and then the those for redemption on the side of the lamb or the sheep, and then those for condemnation were on the left side, the side of the goat. That's the same goat as the goat of book of Leviticus, the scapegoat representing the devil, and then the sheep or the lamb as the lamb from the book of Leviticus that was used for the sacrifice for the redemption of the people. So that goat was a scapegoat from Leviticus, and that's the goat whose image is used to represent the devil. The devil worshippers, when they draw their pentagram, they put the goat's head in it. Why wasn't it a dragon? Why wasn't it a serpent or a crocodile or something? Why? It's because it's connected. It's that scapegoat that was representing the devil. That's why the Lord Jesus used it in that description. Goes on the left hand, the side of the goat. And the goat is representing the devil. That's the goat. It's called the Sabbath. The devil worship is called the Sabbatic goat. The Sabbath day. That's when the ceremony was performed by the priest in Leviticus. Transfer the sin of the people onto the goat. So the devil is the embodiment of all that is sin to man. And God uses that scapegoat principle. You are the scapegoat now. It is you that has to blame the things that have been happening. Because I read the article, one person saying that what's happening in Christendom, all these people who are, leaders who are renouncing their faith, and all that. So I said, no, they witness something. I've been an atheist before. I know the mind of an atheist. It wasn't just one thing. One of them was citing all the contradictions and all that. That's cover story. That's smoke screen argument. No, they've observed things. As your iniquities began to go forward, bringing in satanic forces entering to the extent that witches are claiming to be Christian, black American witches claiming to be Christians, boldly coming out. I said something has happened. I said, you are the scapegoat. It is your iniquity. Someone at your level doing these things and for so long, and as you got to know it is your iniquity. You are the scapegoat. This is coming from God. You are the scapegoat to be blamed for that. You're not the goat. And God is now laying hands on, transferring all the iniquities in the body of Christ. You are the scapegoat. Like, cursed are you. Cursed are you. And everything that is connected to you. That cathedral is empty shell. Oh, minister to me. It's an empty shell. I remember when I designing a cover of a magazine, Church Focus. I was looking for a church. I want to find one church to put on the building. I went to Google Images, saw all these elaborate buildings, beautiful churches. That's when the Lord revealed to me that they've always built elaborate structures for Him in His name, but He doesn't dwell in it. It says it twice in the book of Acts. You idiots don't study the book of Acts. Or because I thought it was on Revelation that you people didn't use, wretched preachers don't study. Book of Acts. It gives you the blueprint of the church. It says it twice. The Lord God doesn't dwell in buildings made by the hands of men. The human temple, that's what He dwells in. It has a heartbeat. He can hear hear us as we are breathing. If it's dwelling us, He can hear. He has breathing. Living temple. That's where He dwells. Not cold bricks and stone. Living temple, God flesh and warm blood flowing in it. Yeah, done. Into the message. You demons in training, masquerading as preachers. Who are you fooling? Only the foolish that you fool. No, those who are like you, I will be gathered to you. I pray that God opens the eyes of the innocent so that they're not fooled by demons like you. The face of an angel before the public, but when you go behind the scene, you turn to a devil. The horns poke out. There is nothing. Lord Jesus said, there is nothing hidden that will not be known. I will not come to light. Whisper in the ear to proclaim from the mountain tops. Now let me finish. So Esther, Queen Esther, the legend. The book of Esther began by telling us about this king Ahasuerus, king of Persia, and his rebellious wife, Queen Vashti. While he was throwing the party, big party, which went for 7 days. I don't know how you throw a party like that. I said myself, that's something to be studied. He summoned his wife to brag about her before his consorts, and she refused to come. Trouble in paradise. So he had to be deposed. So now the search went out in the land for a new queen. And they found who is potentially the most beautiful woman in the Bible. Because the Bible described her as fair and beautiful. Usually it will just put one or the other. But this was a combo, double whammy. Fair and beautiful. I said, hey, this one might be a record. The most beautiful woman in the Bible, Queen Esther. And then she was brought in and she came with Mordecai, who was her cousin, who raised her because she was an orphan, was now acting as a gatekeeper. He was sitting at the gate waiting to find out how Esther was doing. He had a 1 year treatment, half and half, 6 months, like 6 months on perfume, and the other 6 months on basically a whole year of preparation to meet the king. And then from an early stage, she began to display the divine wisdom which she possessed. When it came time to choose what they were to wear before they go see the king, everyone, all the other young women were choosing what they liked. Hey, I like this, I like that, and all this and that. But she deployed the wisdom that was going to establish her. She asked one of the men who attends to the king what to wear, what basically wanted to know what the king liked. Asked for suggestion, asked for advice. The man now told her all the stuff to wear, and guess what? It will be the things that please the king, the things that the king is familiar with, because that's the man who knows the king. So maybe they were taking things, other girls were taking things that the king didn't even like. They liked it, but they don't know that the king didn't like it. Maybe his favorite color was blue, and his worst color was red. And some girls likes red. Oh, I look nice in red. You don't know that's the king's most hated color. So the moment the king sees her in red, before he even hears her name or whatever, just sees that red dress, see the color, say, hey, okay, it's been nice seeing you. Okay, go ahead. She wore red. Hey, I hate red. So she asked advice what to wear, and they told her what to wear. And then the Bible said that it pleased them, which means it pleased the king. Because whatever the king likes, what they like, people who serve him like. So when it pleased them, they said, why? Because they knew she had all the things that the king liked. So when she came in to see the king, by the way, this is the one right here. Because she was decked out in everything that the king liked. She had done research on the man before she went to go present herself to the man. She had done her homework. The others didn't do homework, they didn't do research. So they didn't know what the man liked. But she got advice from people who attend the man. So they would probably told her, okay, wear this one. Okay, this one. His mother wore this one. Okay, and then wear this shoe. His grandmother wore this shoe. Wear this belt. His sister wore this belt. Wear this dress. His auntie wore this dress. All this stuff. By the time she stepped in front of the king was familiar with everything she was wearing. Say, hey, my mother's bracelet, hey, my grandmother's shoe, hey, oh, that's the one right there. She just grabbed his attention, all his being. She grabbed his heart and wouldn't let go. The moment he saw her, Esther Kung Fu gripped his heart like Bruce Lee, just grabbed his heart. That's the one right there. Hey, that's it. She became queen. Now, the adversary showed up. Haman, the Agagite, who theologians say descended from King Agag of the Amalekites, the nation which Lord summoned Israel during the days of King Saul to go and destroy. But it turns out, I haven't seen anybody who has discovered this. Mordecai descended from the family line of King Saul, who destroyed the Amalekites during the days of King Agag. He let Agag escape. He spared Agag's life. And then someone came and slew Agag. But the theologians say that he had an offspring, a pregnant wife that escaped and continued the line. And then he got to Haman. Haman now encountered Mordecai. Mordecai being a Jew, the 10 Commandments was in his heart. He was a true practicing Jew. So he would not bow before Haman. Haman had been exalted by the king. The king's best friend, his homeboy, this, all that. Guys, they play golf together. They go and shoot pool together. Watch sports together, watch the games, watch football and basketball together, all that stuff. It was the king's homeboy. And when you're the king's homeboy, people have to bow to you. If they mess with you, you summon the king on them. So now, I noticed Mordecai wasn't bowing. Haman didn't notice. It was those around that noticed. They had contesting with Mordecai about it. And they said, okay, let's talk to Haman to see if you agree with this. And they brought the issue to Haman. Haman was the only one paying attention, just riding the horse. Thank you. So now I took the issue to Haman. Someone that won't bow to me. Let me see this thing for myself. But I'll stand in front of Mordecai to see if he'll bow to him. Mordecai just sitting there looking at him. And Mordecai even say hello to him. That's like, so you're just another human being. Haman, he almost blew a fuse. So, okay, let me take note of this guy. Okay. But then, the ancient spirit of vengeance now saw opportunity. Perhaps the whole thing had been a setup by that ancient spirit of vengeance. Because just as God knows how to elevate people, the devil also knows how to elevate people. Yes. But that's why he will make the Lord Jesus that offer the temptation where he told him, all this kingdom that you see here, that shall I give unto you if you bow down and worship me. He said, I will elevate you before the eyes of the whole world. God knows how to elevate. Satan knows how to elevate too. He imitates God. He said, I'll be like the Most High. Imitate God. So what God does, Satan wants to imitate. That's what the Lord Jesus even demonstrated in the parable of the wheat and the tear. He said the farmer went and sowed wheat, and night time enemy went and sowed tear. That's the devil imitating God. I said that's the kingdom. That's how it is. God sows, enemy goes to sow his own. So whatever God does, Satan tries to imitate. So now, it wasn't enough. He said it wasn't enough for him just to deal with Mordecai. He saw that, his people, they are the Jews. He has his people among the children of captivity. So, I must deal with all of them too. That's the spirit of vengeance. People can be doing things, they don't know what spirit is driving them. The Lord Jesus told his disciples when they said, should we invoke fire and consume the people who didn't agree with them? He rebuked them. He said they don't know what spirit that they're operating. So people can be operating by certain spirit and not know. But you're operating by a spirit, but you don't know. A spirit goes back to your ancestors who my forefathers sold as slaves. You will know what's compelling you. You think it's one thing, but you will know. Africans, we are spiritually intelligent when it comes to that. A white man calls it superstition, but then you see things he cannot explain. We'll tell him, but he won't want you to try to intellectualize it. He won't correct, but we'll tell him. We have wisdom and knowledge and intelligence when it comes to spiritual matters. We know. White man, when it comes to science, technology, inventions, and all that stuff, that's his territory. Spiritual things, Africans, So, the man now wanted to eliminate all the Jews. And then he coerced the king, made it look like a matter for the king, something that it's a blemish to the king. He used it now, and he was trying to get vengeance from the heart to satisfy his own compulsion, his pride, and his ego. Now trying to make it look like something to help the king's status. And the king granted him, generous man, he had to give him and his money, granted him right to go and now plot the destruction of the Jews. Then come Queen Esther. When this thing spread, Mordecai lost it, the Jews lost it. Woe and sorrow. Now, Mordecai took the matter to Esther. But before that, I has missed the part. God made a deposit, knowing that trouble was coming. God made a deposit in that chronicle of the activities of the kingdom. Mordecai overheard the plot of two of the guards to kill the king. And it was this passage, the ending of where the same chapter where Queen Esther had been crowned queen. And at the end of the chapter, had two guards plotting against to kill the king. I said, I looked into behind the veil to see the spiritual matter. I said, the devil and his kingdom of darkness were angry that this king had married a Jewish woman. So they are plotting his death. That's the scheme behind the scheme. The guys just think they are angry, want to go and kill the king. They don't know they were puppets. The devil was angry because the same chapter. After they talked about how the queen, how Esther become queen. Now the two guys are plotting to kill the king. How the two connected? I said this is a retaliation of the powers of darkness. But God used that opportunity to place place a deposit in the chronicles of the events, of the activities of the kingdom. Because when Mordecai revealed this and they found it to be true, they hung the guards and it was documented. But it left the mind of the king. So now, the king, Haman was at his plot. Mordecai went to plead with Esther. Esther, being young and immature, she was afraid. Oh, no, you can't go to see the king. No, without permission. If he doesn't extend his scepter to you, oh no, you'll be killed. All that stuff. So he just dropped bombshell reality on her. Don't think that you will escape. Don't think you're safe here in the palace. Don't think that it will happen to us and you'll be spared. I said, if you don't, God will find deliverance some way, but you will not be spared. I said, this is a man that knows his God. He's a man. Mordecai is a man that knows God. He said, you will not be spared. Even though the book of Esther doesn't mention God, you will say that the God is there. So now, Esther, this was in chapter 4, verse 16. This is where Esther now became a woman. She grew up. Chapter 4 and verse 16. And this was not Esther's response. Go gather all the Jews that are present in Shushan and fast ye for me and neither eat nor drink 3 days nor nights. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to law. And if I perish, I perish. Right there, chapter 4, verse 16. Her name was Hadassah before. She was being called Esther. It was Esther on the outside. On the inside, she was still Hadassah, the little girl that Mordecai had been taking care of her, raising and doing everything. The Bible said that she did everything Mordecai said. But from verse 16, she changed. Esther now hatched out like a butterfly hatching out today. Transformed from caterpillar to butterfly. She now transformed from a girl to a woman. As if I perish, I perish. And then Mordecai knew. So the woman has emerged. And from that moment on, the next thing the Bible said that Mordecai went and did everything Esther said. Before it was Esther doing everything Mordecai said. Power had changed hands. What happened? See, when you reach maturity, you receive responsibility. I give this example. I don't know if I'll even be able to finish up this entire message now. I'm going to run out of time in about 10 minutes. Let's see how much I can get in about 10 minutes. Maybe I even have less than that. When you reach maturity, you receive responsibility. I'll give this example. When I was a teenager, late teens, going to college, I was living with my uncle and aunt, and we had a number of folks in the household. There have been a lot of women in the homes that I grew up in. I'll come home from school. I didn't know how to cook. So I had to wait till either there's the food in the house or I have to see if there's food in the house or wait till someone to come back and cook or something like that. If not, I didn't have a car that time too. And if McDonald's was some walk away, like I don't want to walk to McDonald's. I'll wait, I'll call to find out who's coming home soon so they can come and cook or something like that. So one time I came home, I was really hungry. I opened everything, no food. Where are these women? Where are the women so that they can cook something? I'm hungry. And my cousin came and said, can you cook? I'm hungry. And the problem I had was me and my cousin, Margaret. In my younger days, we didn't get along. Because when I was a child, I made her miserable. I tried to make it up, but she hasn't fully forgiven me. She still remembers those things. I was a mean child. There are two sides. I be real nice and sweet and all that stuff. But on the flip side, I was mean. I had potential to be. I had evil tendencies as a child. Put it that way. And so if you are my good side, you are good. If you are not, you could meet some of those evil tendencies. So she still remembers all these things. I didn't know what grief I caused her, but I tried to make up for it. So my teen years, we had quarrels because she still holding all these things against me. And I was a rough teenager. So now I come home like I'm hungry. Okay, can you cook something so I can eat? And she told me, if you're hungry, you should something like you should learn how to cook. If you come home and there's no food and you're hungry, you should learn how to cook. I took up on it because I didn't want to be a prisoner to. You can argue with a person, and later on you depend on them to cook for you. We'll argue, quarrel, and fight, but I know I'm hungry. I have to wait for her to cook. So I didn't want to be a prisoner anymore. Okay, I took up on it. So I started watching them cook, watching her, especially watching her when she was cooking. I in conversation with the family, I'm looking. So tomato, onions, what's going on? I look over here, spinach, chicken, how many did she put in there? Okay, I'm talking, say oil, what amount of oil? So water, okay, she boiled the rice, okay, how much water did she put in, how much rice did she put in? Okay, took note. One day, she came back, and there was food. She said, who cooked? So, I did. She's like, when you learn how to cook? I said, I was watching you. Didn't you tell me? I was come home and I was hungry. I need to learn how to cook so that way I can cook my food. I won't be hungry any longer. So I was no longer her prisoner. I won't worry. I have argument, all that stuff now. I won't starve if she decides not to cook. Or anyone else, my auntie didn't cook or anyone else cook. And I didn't have a car, so I don't have to walk to McDonald's. So I felt liberation. But guess what? After now that they discovered that I knew how to cook, they now expected me to cook in the house. It became my responsibility. To the extent that my uncle now started to examine my cooking, check the chicken to see if it was cooked well. I look at this man, I say, hi. I said, all this because I revealed that I knew how to cook. Maybe I should have just kept that thing to myself. Why did I reveal I know? Now it has become my responsibility. And I expect me to cook. Before it was just so that I won't starve. Now they expect to cook. When you reach maturity, you now receive responsibility. And that's what happened. Esther reached maturity. Now she was carrying responsibility. Once they know that I learned how to cook, I'm matured, I can now cook. Now I expect me to cook. And surprised my cousin doesn't remember these things. Years ago, decades ago, my late teens. I remember everything quite well. I talk about these things I don't remember. I remember it well. I'm kind of like, I document things in my mind. Now, let's see how much time I have. Let's see. I'll finish this. So, now, Esther went in to meet the king, and the king responded favorably to her. Usually, as Esther said, that if the king didn't extend his scepter when you went in to see, would have been invited, you're a dead person. But the king not only extended the scepter, the king did something Esther did not expect. He told her, what is her request? Even up to half of the kingdom. She hadn't even told anything, she just showed up. The king just knew she wanted something. He said, what is your request? Even up to half of the kingdom. Esther delays. He said, okay, no, I want to come to my banquet. Bring Haman to come to my banquet. And then, I'll tell you, I came to the banquet. He said, okay, come to my banquet tomorrow. And then I tell you, I'm wondering, the king asked about 3 times, what is your request? Even up to half of the kingdom. You receive it. I'm thinking, what's wrong with Esther? Why she keep delaying? I realized sometimes God could answer suddenly and heavily, so unexpectedly, that it overwhelms us. We're not able to receive it right away. We have to prepare ourselves. One of those ready or not, here I come. They fasted 3 days. She and her people have made fasted 3 days. The Jews fasted 3 days. God suddenly delivered the answer, but it was too big for her to have. It's too quick. It's happening too fast. She had to adjust. She had to go. Let her nerves calm down, because God has only answered. So what you going up to have the kingdom? It could have been settled right there. Oh, king! Oh no! This wicked Haman is trying to kill my people. Oh, that's not. But it's like unexpected. She didn't expect it, because I've been there. That's how I knew. It looks like about to run out of time. So that means I have to take this. Is not the grand finale. I have to make another message. That's going to be part 16, and after that we'll get to the book of Ruth. So, I don't know, I had a few videos on this thing, so it's cutting down my recording time. So, let's see if I can make it, get as much in before this thing cuts off. So, finally, and then not telling the king what the matter at hand, now give opportunity for the devil to sneak something else in. So now, Haman went to go build gallows to hang Mordecai. Then the Lord decided to take sleep from the king, because usually God will give the king a dream, but that one now they start searching for interpreter. Said, no, this state of emergency. Took sleep from the king and put in the king's heart the book of the chronicles of the events of the kingdom, and they went and brought the book. And they read through and then saw one equation that wasn't balanced. Mordecai. What was done for the Mordecai? They said, nothing. Right away, Haman was coming in to get permission to go and hang Mordecai. And the king said, what should the king do for the person he finds favor with? He said, oh, do this and that. Hey, let him ride on the horse the king has ridden, robe the king has won, crown the king has won. And he was thinking about himself. I said, so this man's ambition was to take the king's place. He said, gave him the shock of his life. So go and do that for Mordecai, the person who was coming to get permission from the king to go and hang. To do for Mordecai. I said, this. They were both losing their minds, because Mordecai in the middle of, is this not the Haman that hates me and my people? And then Haman is like, is this not the man I was supposed to have? So both of them riding on the back of the horse, they are both going crazy, losing their minds. Hey, what is happening? What's going on? Haman's like, hey, who is me? Mordecai's like, hey, what is this? And then Mordecai returned to the gate, because it's like temporary suspension from the reality of the situation. He returned to the gate to go cry and worry about the well-being of the Jews and what's going to happen, all that stuff. Haman went in sorrow back home. Hey, it's finished. And his wife and his friend dropped the bombshell on him. Said, "This man is going to be your end." Now, Queen Esther now called for the banquet, and now Haman showed up, and that's when she dropped the bombshell of what was really happening, and the king lost it. Went to go get his guards, take Haman. When he arrived, Haman was on the bed trying to beg Queen Esther because he knew what was going to happen to him. He said, "Hey, he's even trying to molest the queen." So that one is set up by God himself. Caught him red-handed. They took Haman and hung him in the same gallows where he was planning to hang Mordecai. Moral of the story: whatever pit you're digging, blank you and your minions, whatever pit you're digging for others, you too will fall in it. Whatever pit you're digging for me, you too will fall into it. You're thinking, oh, it's some little insignificant person. That's what Goliath thought when he saw David. It was not David. That's what Goliath. That little insignificant person. So when you think like that, oh, I'm a Goliath, I'm a giant, you're just provoking God to smite. Well, I think it's going one at a time. And then say my closing prayer. I have to pick up and finish up the next message. Oh, great God Almighty, in Jehovah, I thank you. I praise you. I lift you on high. I ask, oh Lord, that this message that has come forth, as always, to the ears in which it enters, let it be planted as seed in their heart, and let it grow, and let it produce fruit, and let the fruit shall remain. In the mighty name of the eternal Emperor Jesus Christ, I pray. As the heavens agree, I say, Amen. O King, live forever. I love you. Lord Jesus loves you. And I'll see you next week.